let's rehydrate my gluten-free sourdough starter.
I made this one a couple years ago, brown rice flour, and it was a really good established starter. I just got too busy and I dehydrated it and put it away, and I haven't done it since, but I am finally ready to revive it and get it back to going. So let's do that today. Instead of using those one-to-one flours that you get at the store, I'm gonna make my own flour. You could use those if you want to, or whatever you want, but I don't like the ingredients that are in those pre-made one-to-one. Even the King Arthur one, I know I love King Arthur, but they add some ingredients to the gluten-free one that I do not like. So I'm gonna make my own since I have a grain mill, so I'll show you that first. First up is white rice flour, but again, I have a grain mill, so I'm going to mill my own rice. So I'm gonna do about 500 grams of white rice flour. Tapioca flour, which is actually from the cassava plant, which I don't actually grow that, which I wish I did. But so that one I actually did buy is just tapioca flour, or you can get potato starch, but I have tapioca. I prefer the cassava. 300 grams of that. This next one is corn flour, but this one has a couple substitutions. You could either use corn flour or you could use sorghum. So I have sorghum grains here. I'm just going to use corn flour in this case because I happen to have some corn flour already, so to save me some time I'm just going to use that. But the difference between like cornmeal and corn flour is just the way as how finely it is milled. So if you just see those little packets of cornmeal, it's not the same thing. Cornmeal is ground a lot thicker than the corn flour. So corn flour, and this is cornmeal, so it's kind of hard to tell, but this one has little bits of actual corn left in it still, and then this is just, there's no corn bits. It's just a lot more finely ground. So with gluten-free, you really want a really finely milled everything. So the tapioca starch is like powder, it's like poof, right? And the ground rice, I'm gonna mill it on the smallest, finest setting so that everything is nice and uniform. So, because I'm not gonna get a mess, but this is the grain mill I have. So you can see here, it's just it's very powdery, fine. It is hot. So I'm gonna let it cool down a little bit. I'm just going to mix all my blends together, all my flours together. And then I will use this to feed my gluten-free starter with, and I can also use this in any of my recipes that call for gluten-free flour as well. Actually rehydrate it, now that I have my flour blend. I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of my dehydrated flakes, 2 tablespoons of purified water. This part is just to barely get it rehydrated. I'm not going to add any flour to it yet. I probably could have done this before I started milling my flour, but I didn't. So I am just going to add that in there and just kind of let it turn into a little slurry and just rest for about an hour until it turns. Then I'll add my flour. Okay, it's finally a paste slurry, so now I'm going to add in a tablespoon of that gluten-free blend, stir that in, and that is it for day one. And I'll add another tablespoon of water and another tablespoon of that gluten-free flour, and here's what it looks like for now. Come back for day 2.